Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes. My name is Kiris. I'm starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Welcome and thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is your astrology cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, October 26th through Saturday, November 1st, 2025. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. Sunday, the Sun's Day, October 26th, we are starting off the week with the waxing moon in the sign of Capricorn, her detrimental placement. Now we are moving towards the full moon. The waxing moon is growing in light and power. She is pregnant after the new moon, but she is in her exile. She's the furthest away in the sign of Capricorn from her natural home placement of the moon in Cancer. So when the moon is the furthest away, the opposite of its natural home placement, we are starting off the week with giving our emotional body, our feelings, nurturance, extra care. Think of the moon as the baby that needs to be fed. I always say, feed your moon. And we want to overly care, let's say, for this very sensitive moon placement. The moon is always sensitive. It's the emotional body. But when you're feeling that you need extra self-care, please do this for yourself. Don't over push anything or try to do too much. It is Sunday after all. Just know that the moon needs to be nurtured, even though at the same time you may be feeling like there's so much you could or should be getting done. Because with the moon in her detriment, we also have the sun in Scorpio ruled by Mars. Mars is so strongly placed with its ruler, Mars in its essential dignity of Scorpio. So the sun in Scorpio with Mars, its ruler, in its home placement of Scorpio is let's get things done. It's that kind of idea, but the moon needs to be really extra cared for as we start off the week. So just know that the cosmic energy is highlighting for us that paying attention to how we feel and caring for our emotions, the feelings of the moon, which are wanting to feel safe, wanting to feel comforted, wanting to feel like there is more than enough and then some. So listen to the emotional intelligence of the moon, which is self-care, as we start off this Sunday, October 26th. Now today we also have the moon in Capricorn making an inconjunct aspect of adjustments to the planet Uranus in Gemini. This is trying to make the adjustments and changes in your mind to make things fit. The moon in Capricorn makes a sextile aspect of positive opportunity to the sun in Scorpio, again very strongly placed by dignity with its ruler Mars in its home sign. So these aspects today can bring in the sense of journaling, writing, creativity, things like that. They're more about the inner introspective creative processes, dreams. Always wonderful to keep a dream journal. Just care for yourself, getting things done. With the sun in Scorpio, there are always things to get done. It can wait as we start off on this Sunday, October 26th, kicking off Halloween week. Monday, the Moon's Day, October 27th. I love the cosmos today because we have the Mars in Scorpio making a water trine flow to Jupiter exalted in Cancer. This aspect here is so exciting as far as setting a goal for yourself and seeing if and how you can pull it off. Mars and Jupiter, they're friendly planets with each other, friendly in a competitive way. They're both about accomplishing a goal. Mars at its best gets things done. Jupiter is reaching for the stars, reaching for your dream and your vision and goal, whatever that may be. And with this water trine flow, with both of the placements, Mars in Scorpio, Jupiter exalted in Cancer, this is fabulous dignity that is so supportive of you being excited about something, excited and wanting to achieve a goal and a dream, and having the water trine supportive energies. Water is your passion, and having the water trine energies of the emotion and the love and the passion backing up what it is that you would like to set up as a goal for yourself, and then the excitement and joy, especially with Jupiter. Jupiter is all about the gratitude and joy, and the determination and the fortitude to hang in there until you achieve the goal. That's the Mars in Scorpio, long and strong, fixed water. Very exciting and supportive aspect today as we're starting off on Monday. Along with that, we have Mars in Scorpio making an inconjunct aspect of adjustments and changes to Chiron, the wounded healer, and Aries, also ruled by Mars. This is an image makeover cycle for you. It's where you're making the adjustments and changes as far as you having a new look, a new image, a new sense of self, a new identity. This is the Aries, the I am factor, and Aries very much ties into your appearance, how you look, especially Aries rules over hair, the head, clothes, makeup, hairstyle, whatever it is for you, creating a new look as we go into the winter season. That's a lot of fun, actually, this aspect. And the moon in Capricorn makes a square aspect to Venus, beautifully placed in her castle. She's in her home sign of Libra. So this action, which is the square between the moon in Capricorn, Venus at home in Libra, is making the decision that finding and getting the relationship, the love that you want. This is Venus in Libra. You are going to take that action and start with the necessary steps to help the cosmos halfway as far as finding your love, your soulmate. That right there might be the dream, the goal that you have set up to achieve. Being through relationships which are always a learning experiences, being disappointed in love, relationships that don't work out. This is just a part of life and learning. You may set yourself for the goal of Mars trine Jupiter, that you are going to find and attract in the love that you want, the relationship, great relationship that you would love to have. Tuesday, October 28th, the cosmos is really highlighting for us the importance of being ready to take action on a moment's notice. What we are having today is that the 7 original planets, the OGs as I call them, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, the visible planets that you can see with your own eyes and predict the future by, they are not in the element of fire, not one of them. So the lack of fire, which is illumination to see things and also to take action. Fire is fast, it takes action. So this is highlighting for us that the little things that we can tend to put off because we don't need them until we really need them, like having your phone charged up in case you need to make a phone call, or having roadside assistance. We don't use it, but when we really need it to be there, we need it. So all of the things that we can have a tendency to put off until we need them, this lack of fire with the 7 original planets is highlighting for us by saying, get ready, have things when you need them. In other words, have your phone charged up, have the roadside assistance, have a little extra cash on you. Whatever it may be in your daily routine, that with the lack of fire, which is the lack of being able to take action quickly, just add this into your life. You don't have to think about it. You know it's there. So the fire is warmth, it's life-giving, but it is always quick decisions and action. So just add this in as we are growing towards the full moon. This is not a prediction of anything negative. Please don't hear it this way, because it's not. It's just what the cosmos is highlighting for us, which is saying when there is a lack of element, add that element in. And fire is the element. We work with fire, air, earth, and water. Fire is that element of, if I need to get something done quickly, the tools that I need to get it done quickly will be up and ready to go. This is the fire element. Later on in the day, the moon enters fixed air Aquarius and makes an air trine flow to Uranus in Gemini, and then a conjunction to Pluto in Aquarius. So this is the ideas and concepts flowing and moving along with the air communication component. So opening up dialogue to have deeper conversations. Moon conjunct Pluto, also the trine to the planet Uranus in Gemini. This is very open-minded, and being open open-minded and willing to not only learn new things, but to ask questions. Gemini is the sign of infinite curiosity, so speak up and ask. If you don't know something or feel unsure about what the right answer is, get the information. This is Gemini, which loves to explore, ask questions, and always is infinitely curious and loves to learn. Wednesday, October 29th, Mercury's Day, we have the second quarter moon at 6 degrees, fixed air Aquarius. Now, along with the second quarter moon, as we are approaching the full moon and the energy in the light is growing in strength and power, today we have Mercury entering the sign of Sagittarius, its detrimental placement. When Mercury is in Sagittarius, Jupiter ruled, this is the opposite of where Mercury functions at its best. Its home placement in the sign of Gemini. When a planet is in its home territory, in its domicile, that is where and when a planet functions at its best and most effective. Now, the opposite, Mercury in Sagittarius, which is the furthest away out in exile, and it's Jupiter ruled. This Mercury in Sagittarius is big, over the top talk, jive talking. It is also a tendency, if we are not aware, this is why the cosmos is highlighting this for us, which is be very careful about talking things away, talking too much, because the Jupiter ruled Mercury has a tendency to constantly interrupt others, or for us to constantly interrupt other people, not complete a thought, not finish a sentence. It's the energy of everybody's talking, but nobody is listening. This is Jupiter ruled Mercury when Mercury is in Sagittarius, and also the sign of Pisces, which is Jupiter ruled. So it's about slowing it down and just listening and taking in, absorbing the information, processing it before we have something to say or give an opinion, before we've gotten all of the information, and also to allow others to complete their thoughts and what they have to say, so we can take in the information and then make an assessment, clear assessment of what it is that we are hearing and or saying. It works both ways. Mercury in its fire detrimental placement of Sagittarius is also being more aware of not jumping to conclusions and then saying something about it. It's not a Mercury retrograde yet, but it is Mercury in its detrimental placement. So think before you speak and act. This is also a highlight of something to be aware of, not rushing into decisions. If someone else in your world says something very impulsively, very rashly, then take it with a grain of salt, but just wait, because fire is fast, and this is Mercury in a mutable fire sign, Jupiter ruled sign of the zodiac. The moon in Aquarius, making that square to the sun in Scorpio, is the blending of air and water. These are two elements that do not blend together easily. It's the bringing of, or the attempt to bring in, the mind and the heart, the masculine and the feminine, the inner and the outer, bringing this into harmony as far as what you're thinking as opposed to what you are feeling. This is the air, the moon in air Aquarius, making that square to the sun in fixed water Scorpio. It's the trying to make the mind and the heart, your thoughts and your feelings, to bring them into balance and harmony. We also have Mars beautifully placed in its domicile of Scorpio, making a water trine flow to Saturn in Pisces. Now Pisces exalts Venus, and then the Mercury in Sagittarius makes an opposition to the planet Uranus and Gemini. So this mutable energy with the second quarter moon and the trying to attempt and bring all of the different elements into balance. What it is bring a peace of mind, center yourself, meditate, stop for a moment, breathe, because these are a lot of different energies and elements all over the place, so to speak, where you just want to keep center and keep peace of mind on this Wednesday, Mercury's day, which means things are flying around Mercury and moving quickly. We could say almost too quickly. Anyway, our daily dose of breathing, prayer, meditation, centering ourselves. This is essential always, but it is highlighted as an essential for us on this day. Thursday, Jupiter's day, October 30th, the cosmos is highlighting for us to consider saying yes to giving love, a relationship, a second chance. The moon is in Aquarius, making an air trine flow to Venus, sublimely placed in her home sign of Libra. Now, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is retrograde in Pisces. Pisces exalts Venus. This moon trine Venus in the element of air is opening up communication. It's clearing the air in the sense of where in a relationship and how in a relationship there was miscommunication, things were misunderstood. And so yes, there are times in life when some relationships may be over for good, it's really final, but there are other times in life when relationships are to be considered to give it another chance. This is a beautiful air trine flow between the moon and Venus, the feminine planets, where again we can get communication cleared up. Yes, even though Mercury is in Sagittarius, again the Mercury in Sagittarius is listen more than we speak, because everybody's talking, nobody's listening, but this is a beautiful aspect to consider giving a relationship another chance. Now, the Mercury also on this day in Sagittarius makes a sextile aspect to Pluto and Aquarius, beautiful blending of fire and air that's very exciting. The moon in Aquarius makes a sextile aspect of opportunity to Chiron, the wounded healer in Aries, and in conjunct to Jupiter, exalted in Cancer. That's beautiful. And the moon in Aquarius makes a square aspect of action to Mars in its strong placement domicile of Scorpio. So this is listening, taking in all of the information. Take as much time as you need and want to process it through, to consider what you may go back to in the area of love, friendship, all relationships, not just the primary romantic one. Take your time. You don't have to rush with these cosmic energies moving very quickly. Friday, Venus's day, October 31st, happy Halloween, happy Samhain. Today I love this cosmic energy. We've got the moon in Pisces ruled by Jupiter. Now the moon in Pisces makes a water trine flow to the sun in Scorpio. This is the inner and the outer, the two luminaries, the two lights, the sun and the moon, the masculine and feminine in harmony in a very strong emotional way, because we're looking at water signs here. So what this is express yourself. It is Halloween after all. So a lot of times an emotion, a part of yourself, an archetype, a pattern, a symbol that you don't usually bring out and express. This is the costuming. This is supportive greatly with this moon, sun, trine, and water to let a different side of yourself, your shadow side, to come out and play, to have some fun, to express. You don't have to just do this on Halloween, but it's like on Halloween, we can get away with it and have fun with it. So express yourself, let out a different side of yourself. And again, what costume or what archetype would you typically not show in everyday life, but through the costuming you do? It's so much fun, and it just brings into wholeness all of our emotions that are human and necessary in their appropriate place. Have fun with this, in other words, expressing yourself. We also have the moon in Pisces making a square aspect to the planet Uranus in Gemini, and the moon in Pisces makes a square to Mercury in Sagittarius. Now this is all of the mutables, the mutable signs of the zodiac, which are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. These are the signs of the zodiac that correspond to the times of the year, the 4 months out of the year when the season is changing. We're not fully out of the past month. We're not into the next month or climate or season. So things are moving and morphing. These are the mutable signs of the zodiac. So again, with this changing, think of it as chameleon, shape-shifting, how you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're expressing. And again, because it is Halloween, have fun with this and just express all different sides to yourself. In other words, and have a blast, happy, safe Halloween. Saturday, November 1st, this is All Saints Day. We still have the moon in Pisces. Now, the moon in Pisces is making a water trine flow to Jupiter, exalted in Cancer. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. Its ruler, Jupiter, is exalted in Cancer. Now, this is when you're just feeling it. Moon in Pisces, water trine flow to its ruler, Jupiter, exalted in Cancer. Meaning, there are some times in life where you're just feeling positive, lucky. You're feeling the vibe. It's like gambling and you get that royal flush. So take a chance. If you're feeling really good about something, like you should take a risk, you should take a chance, nothing ventured, nothing gained, go for it. This is an extremely abundant aspect of fertility, abundance, money, creativity. Take a chance and say yes with how we are closing out the week on Saturday with this moon trine Jupiter exalted in Cancer. We also have the moon in Pisces making an inconjunct aspect to Venus at home in Libra. They have an underneath understanding and connection, these two signs of the zodiac. And Venus in Libra makes an opposition to Chiron, the wounded healer, in Aries. So this is the interplay of where to give, where to take, when and where to give and take in relationship. The Libra Aries component is the I versus we, and bringing that into balance. Beautiful way to close out the week on this Halloween weekend. It's about expression, it's about gratitude and abundance. It's also about trusting your emotions and your instincts, what your gut feeling is telling you with all of these water trine flows, and saying yes. If you are getting a strong yes, take a chance, because again, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and the cosmos is supremely highlighting this for us, putting a giant spotlight. You have the free will and choice. There's nothing up in the sky making you do anything. It's just that certain seasons, certain times during the year, there will be things that are put in a spotlight, so to speak, to highlight, to give us an awareness, a clue of what you may or may not want to do as far as the choices that you make. Thank you, everyone. Have a fabulous week. I will see you all in the stars.